So today I was getting ready. I have to remove an undermount sink bowl from my bathroom vanity and replace it with a new one because it's broken. So my son here tells me that he can make a movie. He's excited to make a movie with cool edits and sound effects, I guess. And my daughter here, she's gonna help direct it. So let's see what we got. Today we're going to replace an undermount sink in a bathroom vanity. The problem, as you can see here, is it has a hole in it. It's cracked. Now the cause of the problem was my wife dropped her coffee cup in the sink one morning. Aww. So, to remedy the cause, I could either replace my wife or replace the bowl with something more rigid. This is a copper undermount sink bowl, and I had to buy a drain with it, a drain grid with it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out that bowl and we're going to replace it with that bowl. And we've got some tools here. This will be used to cut out around the existing undermount. Got to clean up the all the silicone or whatever adhesive they have to mount the undermount. I'll use some denatured alcohol as well to get it nice and clean. I'll use some Loctite to mount the sink, and then some silicone caulk to finish it off. This particular undermount does in fact have some retainer clips that you can see here, one in each corner. So I'll start by taking those off. All right, as mentioned, I went ahead and took the clips off, the retainer clips off. And as you can see here, we've removed the strainer and the drain. So just taking off those plastic nuts, pulling that drain out. We'll discard of that. We won't be needing that with the new bowl. Next step, we're going to move on to cutting out the existing sink. So we'll use this knife to cut it out. And I've got a couple of shims that I'll keep putting in to pull the bowl away from the countertop. I'm going to push this knife in here. Get my other hand out of the way so I don't slice it. And I'm just going to keep going around the bowl, slicing that adhesive or silicone, whatever it might be, breaking the bond. Okay, I've been around the bowl a few times with my utility knife. Now I'm going to start this first shim out and see if I can get it to start pulling away from the sink top. But I want to be very careful here you don't come back and hit your granite. No! So I'm going to put the next shim in. We'll just keep going around like that. This is a little longer than I would normally want to use, but it's what I had. It's what I had handy. We'll just keep stepping those back and forth like this. You can see that broken piece is coming off now. I'm going to get that out of the way, and we'll just keep going around. All right, we've got the bowl out, and we did use our shim method. After we cut the adhesive, we just kept shimming around the bowl, and eventually it did break loose from the granite. So, our next step, we're going to come down here, and you can see there's adhesive all the way around the circumference of the bowl. So we will remove that as best as possible, and it needs to be very clean. So I'm going to start with a scraper, and then I'm going to move on to some denatured alcohol, and I may even sand it a little bit. All right, so I've got some denatured alcohol in a rag. What I'm going to do is just put some of the denatured alcohol onto the rag, and I'm going to continue to clean the surface where the old adhesive was. All right, so I have gone around and used my denatured alcohol to clean the surface where the old adhesive was. As I feel with my finger, I can still feel residue there. So, I've scraped it, I've used denatured alcohol, which I think has softened it up. I'm gonna hit it with some sandpaper. I've got just some basic 100 grit sandpaper I had laying around the house. I'm gonna hit it with that and see if that does it. Okay, that sandpaper really did do the trick. I can feel now with my finger that it is smooth. There's no residue left. I'll clean it up with some denatured alcohol again. But there we have it. We've got the sink out. And that adhesive they had in there, that was hopefully our most difficult part. That stuff was hotter than Martian trigonometry. So we got it cleaned up now, and we're ready to begin installing our new undermount sink bowl. So what I'm choosing to do is put these clips on loosely before installing the sink. That way, once the adhesive is on, I can quickly tighten these up. All right, we're getting ready to put the sink in place. I'm going to put the adhesive on. I do have a helper for this. This is the person who broke the sink, so it's important that she helps out and learns her lesson. All right, so I'm going to go around the edge of the sink. I'm going to stick to the outer edge so when I put it up in place, it doesn't squeeze through into the visible piece. Now, we don't have a lot of time to work with this stuff. It does set up extremely fast, so we're going to have to work quickly.
This is glue, strong stuff.
Okay, now I'm going to grab this bowl. We do have this clamp apparatus on here. We'll see if that works out for us. But as I grab it, I'm going to feed it up underneath. And the sink breaker will move into place and work on the clamp. Some of these tabs. Keep squeezing it, yep.
I think the clamp tail off the ground. That's true. Done.
So now what I'm doing, we got a little playtime here. So I am going to get it as centered as possible with the cutout. And I'm loosen this clamp up now. It is, for all intents and purposes, served this purpose. Really just aiding as we put it in place. All right, I've tightened all the clips back up in place, and I did put the clamp back on just for a little added strength as I let the adhesive set up. It says it's got a 24-hour curing time, so we will let this sit for the next day, and we'll come back up and we'll hook it back up, put the drain strainer in, and we're back in business. Installing the drain strainer is pretty straightforward. Put some plumber's putty around it, drop it in, put the nuts back on, we're done. The adhesive is cured. We've hooked the drain up and the water's turned back on. Everything turned out real nice. We like the look of that copper bowl against that dark granite countertop. And project well done. All that's left to do is clean up and we are done, guys. Let's get working. Let's clean up the mess. Come on. Come on, I need your help. Why are you just standing there? Help clean up. Wow, same to you, buddy.